priming my eyes with the Essence I Love Stage eyeshadow primer and then setting that with the Face of Australia translucent powder with a powder puff and then blending it away with a powder brush. Then taking the fifth shadow from the first row, I'm just applying it as a pre-transition shade, just mapping out where I would have my crease. This was my first time using the palette and then I realized this shade was not that pigmented, so you can skip this step. Then taking both of these shades and mixing them, I'm going to apply this in my crease area and also mapping out that outer V or cat area where I would normally have tape. I'm putting it in my crease and just above it and towards the inner eye as well. Then taking this warm tone red brown shade, I'm applying it in the same formation that I applied the previous shade, really focusing on the outer V of my eye and then bringing it towards the crease area or above the crease and the inner corner of my eye. This is very important to get it in the inner corner as we want the halo effect. And then I'm blending out with a clean blending brush and then going back in with the previous transition shade to bring everything together in cohesion. And then of course blending everything out with a clean blending brush. Then taking this gorgeous red cranberry shade, I'm applying it closer to the V of my eye, just where I have that free lid space, so towards that outer half and then in the inner corner of my eye and connecting it across the crease of my eye. Then I'm taking this dark brown shade and applying it just on the outer corner and kind of lining it outwards and then into a sort of V shape just gradually, and then I'm going to be blending everything with a clean blending brush again. Then I'm just putting a little bit of setting spray on my finger and then taking this glittery shade, I'm applying it in the center of my eye. I'm using patting motions, not rubbing motions, then blending it out. Then I'm taking a clean blending brush and just softly blending the edges out. I'm putting a little bit more on just to keep the intensity and then just blending it in the center. I'm going back in with that cranberry shade just to deepen up the look inside that formation that I was talking about earlier, and then I'll go back in with a clean blending brush and then the two transition shades from earlier on to keep everything together and streamline. And then afterwards, of course, always blending with a blending brush. Taking the Maybelline Master Precise liquid liner, I'm just mapping out where I would draw my wing for the liquid liner that I'm going to put on top of it. I'm being messy with this because I'm going to clean up just underneath the rest of my eye makeup. As you'll see, this is a Maybelline Hyper Sharp and I kind of screwed up my eyeliner, so I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I managed to fix it even though I was not happy with it. I'm just cleaning that with a cotton bud to make everything neater, and then I'm lining everything with the Rimmel Scandalized Kohl Black eyeliner and then off we are to the face. I'm just taking some micellar water and just placing it underneath my under eyes just to clean out any excess makeup or fallout that might have fallen, and I'm priming my face with the Nivea Bare Shave Balm. As you guys have noticed, many people using it as a primer to use thanks to Nikki tutorials, so I'm priming that with my face, and I don't know how I like it so far. I've used it quite a lot. I think it's pretty average. I don't think it's amazing or anything. And then I'm going in with the same foundation that you guys always see me using. I'm mixing it on a mixing palette, and this is the ratio that I'm using. I'm applying it all over my face, basically putting on a foundation mask, and then I'll be blending everything out with the Real Technique sponge. Then instead of using concealer to spot concealer, I'm just taking a little bit more of that same foundation that I mixed and just applying it all over my blemishes and using that as a substitute concealer, and then of course blending everything out again with a sponge. I'm applying the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer in classic beige underneath my eyes in a triangle shape and on my forehead and a little bit down my nose as well to highlight the highest points of my face. I'm taking the Ben Nye Yellow Special Highlighting Concealer on that same foundation brush and just popping it underneath and on top of my eyebrows for when we do the eyebrows later on. Make sure to blend really smoothly and especially underneath the under eye area, as you don't want any creasing for the baking and setting of the under eyes that we're about to do next. Then of course I'm baking with the Ben Nye Luxury Banana Powder and packing so much of it on that Bart Simpson would be jealous. I'm baking underneath my eyes and my forehead and just down my nose and on the chin. Then while multitasking doing my brows, I'm taking the Essence Clear Lash and Brow Gel, applying it and then brushing it out with the spoolie, and then I'm going to do my brows with the Anastasia Dipbrow in Ashbrown. I'm going to skip ahead this because it's quite boring, and yeah, everybody does their brows differently. Then I'm just sweeping off all that powder that we used to bake. Then taking Chi Chi's eyeshadow into the moon and back, I'm applying it as a brow bone highlight. And then here I'm just setting my brows with the Maybelline Brow Drama because I forgot to earlier on. Then I'm just setting the rest of my face with the Face of Australia translucent powder from before, and then I'm going to move on to bronzing with the NYX matte bronzer in Deep Tan. Same stuff as always. Love this stuff so much. I'm also bronzing with the Sedona Lace FB03, which is from the Vortex Travel Set, and a brush that I mentioned in my top 10 2015 beauty favorites. It is my all-time favorite bronzing brush. in the world. Then using the Sleek Contour Kit in medium, I'm just contouring my cheeks, really trying to chisel out a shape, you know, post-Christmas feels. Then I'm just taking a clean blending brush and just blending out that contour so it's not too harsh, and then I'll be going back in with a clean powder brush just to blend everything out nicely, just like you would with your eye makeup. I'm also taking an eye brush and contouring my nose with that same contour shade and then blending it out with a clean blending brush. Then to highlight, I'm taking MAC Soft and Gentle and placing it starting in the center of my cheekbones and then working my way out, blending it with the aim, of course, of looking like a disco ball. I'm just popping whatever's left on my brush onto my nose lightly and then blending everything out with the powder brush from before. And then for blush, I'm taking NYX's Peach Blush and applying it just in a diagonal kind of formation on my cheekbones. And then again, of course, blending everything out again. I'm also baking underneath my cheekbones with the Face of Australia translucent powder to really bring out that contour and make it sharp. Taking this Essence eyeshadow duo, I'm just taking the lighter shade and popping it in the inner corner of my eyes as an inner corner highlight. Then I'm just taking the red tone brown shade underneath my eyes just to line that lash line, and I'm placing the same shadow that I use in the center of my lid also in the middle to mimic that halo effect, and then taking that cranberry shade and blending the lash line with that. Then I'm just sweeping off that powder and curling my lashes. For mascara, I'm first using the Covergirl Clump Crusher, and because I accidentally got it in dark brown, I'm going to layer a little bit of the Revlon Luscious Grow Mascara because it is black, just to darken that up a bit. I'm just putting a little bit on because I will be placing false lashes as you see here. For my lips, I'm using MAC Diva with the Miss Diva lip liner, and I'm lining my lips and just filling in just a little bit and then putting the lipstick on. I'm taking a lip brush just to smooth everything out as well. Then I'm finishing off my makeup with MAC Fix Plus. So that's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye! I'll just show snippets of it. I'll show you an eyebrow timeline. What?